On medieval global maps, Jerusalem is shown to be at the very centre of the world. The city continues to dominate much of our religion, thinking and culture. It's at the centre of peace, but also of war. So, what links Jerusalem to the Holy Land, to peace and war? Join me, Jan Darasz, for How We Got Here.
Jerusalem, a holy place for Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Although the city's history dates back as far as 3000 BC, we'll fast forward to the days of Jesus, son of Mary, when Jerusalem was under Roman rule. The humble carpenter became a sage, spiritual teacher, and the founder of a religion that revolutionized the value system of the ancient world. Christianity, this new faith centered on the promise of the return of a resurrected Jesus to Jerusalem, was seen by most Jews as heresy. 70 years after the birth of Jesus, future Emperor Titus besieged Jerusalem and razed to the ground its most important Jewish place of worship, the Second Temple, itself a reconstruction of the original temple built by King Solomon ages ago. With the Roman Empire adopting Christianity as its state religion in 323 CE, ground was broken in Jerusalem around 326 for the construction of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. The site soon became a major pilgrimage destination for all Christians. The city's spiritual significance to Christianity only continued to grow. Prompted by Muhammad's teachings, Arabs spread out from the Arabian Peninsula in the 7th century. Soon after, in 637, Umar, the second caliph, flew the banner of Islam over Jerusalem, establishing Muslim presence within its walls. Following the construction of the Dome on the Rock as part of the Al-Aqsa Mosque in 691, Jerusalem became Islam's third holiest city. In the ages to come, Jerusalem fell to the Crusaders, only to be eventually retaken by Salah ad-Din, but it continued to see turmoil under Muslim control, changing hands from one ruler to another. New changes were brought about by the post-World War I British Mandate. The Zionist movement, calling for an independent Jewish state, grew in strength, just as Arab nationalism was also gaining momentum. The opposing objectives of these movements ultimately shaped the modern struggle for domination over the city's rich religious tapestry in the era following the establishment of the Jewish state in 1948. East Jerusalem, eyed for a potential future capital of Palestine, found itself under Jordanian control, while West Jerusalem became part of Israel. But during the Six-Day War in 1967, Israel managed to take control of all of Jerusalem. This added fuel to the fire of Palestinian disgruntlement. As of 1987, the Palestinians sought to pursue their independence project through Hamas. The organization developed its arsenal and defensive capabilities and then embarked on a campaign of terrorist attacks against Israel, culminating in the October 7, 2023 operation. Regardless of the Trump administration's 2018 relocation of the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, the Israeli claim to the city remains contested, while Jewish, Christian, and Muslim worshippers continue pilgrimages to their holy shrines in search for divine support in their everyday lives.
Our guest joining us today is Dr. Witold Repetowicz, a research fellow at the Casimir Pulaski Foundation and also at the War Studies University here in Warsaw. Welcome to the programme.
Good evening.
Jerusalem and the Holy Land and its place in importance of three religions. My thoughts, I suppose, my imagination is always drawn to how we saw Jerusalem in the early Middle Ages. Jerusalem was the centre of the world, of the known world in all the maps. Can you outline for us the importance of Jerusalem as a city, as a centre of religion, of thinking, consciousness in the European mentality, in the Islamic mentality, Jewish mentality?
Well, I think this is a very complex issue, and this importance changed in the course of the history. And if we go back to the time of when Christianity started to be the governing religion in the Roman Empire, so I think it was the good time to emphasize this role, to stress also as a center of the world. But we must also realize that at that time the world was different, and Europe was what we know now as Europe was periphery of the world, of the civilized world. So the center was the Mediterranean area, but also there was another empire, the Sassanid Empire, where there was different religion, the Zoroastrian, which was also monotheistic. And there was another Christianity also, the Nestorian Christianity, that was rival to the main line of Christianity. So this was the first perception of Jerusalem, and I think that always this significance of Jerusalem was connected to politicization or even weaponization of religion.
Crusades, all that.
Yeah. Well, in 7th century, Jerusalem was not so important. I mean that, of course, when we go to Islam and to the Quran, so there is this famous night journey of Prophet Muhammad. Who traveled in his dream or in the night, not in the reality, but metaphorically to Jerusalem from Mecca, and then traveled from Jerusalem and especially from the Temple Mount to the heaven. Where he met the saints, the prophets, and so on. So this makes this place so much important to Islam. But when Muslims captured Jerusalem in 7th century, so it wasn't important political center. The political center, the capital of the Umayyad Caliphate, was in Damascus, and Damascus was a big town. And Jerusalem, the majority of the population remained there, Christians and Jews. And we know that at that time, at 7th century, there was a significant portion of Jewish population in Jerusalem, because shortly before the Muslim conquest of Jerusalem, there was a war between Byzantium and Persian Sassanid Empire, and there was because Jews were persecuted also by Byzantium, so they were not, for some times, they were not allowed to enter the town during Byzantine times. So they supported the Persians when Persians invaded Palestine and captured the town in 614. And from 614 till 617, it was Jews who ruled over the town. So this was the last time they ruled over this town till 1948. And later, when Muslims came to the town, they allowed Jews to come back to the town. The second Caliph, Omar, he built the Dome of the Rock and Al-Aqsa Mosque. But still, the majority, till 11th century, the majority of the town, of the population, were Christians and Jews. We don't know how many it was, what was the exact proportions, because this is also politicized now. Everyone claims that they were the majority. They want, history is the victim here of politics.
And this is when we were talking beforehand, you talked about the politicization of archaeology in Jerusalem. Is it to bolster each particular religion's narrative?
Yeah, exactly. Archaeology is a science, and every science should look for the truth and not for the evidence of an a priori thesis. And there is differently. So the archaeology is the instrument, only the instrument to confirm your political claims based on the holy books of this or that religion.
Those of us who love history, we ought to recognize that it wasn't just Jerusalem, but as you said, Damascus, Alexandria, Aleppo, all these different centers of world Christianity, world religions that were just as equally as important.
According to the Jewish tradition, it was in Jerusalem where the world was created. Also it was in Jerusalem where Abraham wanted to sacrifice his son. And here is two different versions, because Muslims claim that it was Ismail to be sacrificed, not Isaac. This agreement between all three religions about this early significance. And then we have Jesus Christ. On the other hand, we have this night journey of Muhammad. So these are central themes in these religions. So this makes it a very, very important place. The other places, like, Bethlehem is only connected to the birth of Jesus Christ, so it is connected to Christian tradition. There is also some Jewish, but this is secondary.
Peripheral.
And for Muslims it is also somehow important, because Muslims consider Prophet Isa, Jesus as Prophet Isa, a significance, but this does not make such emotions as Jerusalem. But as I said, these emotions come from politics. If there is no politics related to this issue, so these religions can coexist peacefully.
Yes. So politics and religion again, if we could only separate the two, it would be a great thing. Witold Repetowicz, thank you very much for coming on to our programme.
Thank you.
So that's all we have time for today. Politics, religion, and a Merry Christmas to everybody. Join me, Jan Darasz, for How We Got Here.